What's up, Savages? I had my entire life flipped upside down yesterday. You know why I did? I'll tell you why. Because I got my neck, sideburns, and like around my ears straight razored. Like I'm talking the old school blade like you would see in the Wild West. And holy shit! I purred like a walrus. I've never in a million years thought I would get it. I want my entire body straight razored. Not really the entire body, but you know what I mean. It feels majestic. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and today, right here on this whole thing, I am going to be taking a look at double elimination brackets with and without continuation series, and basically try to explain to you guys why continuation series are important, but it seems like we're getting away from them. And by we, I of course mean like MLG and a couple of the other things. If you're going to do a double elimination tournament, you gotta have it. But doesn't matter. I'm going to show you why they're important and why they basically are going to be slowly fading out. Let's begin. So in this first tournament here, we are going to be having a no continuation kind of series of events here. So in the top, this is going to be the winners bracket, bottom, losers, blah, blah, blah. EG takes on Optic Gaming, inevitably in the winners bracket finals. This would already be the winners bracket finals. And Optic Gaming loses. So now Optic Gaming finds themselves sitting in the losers bracket finals, and they're waiting on Envy. Now, in a continuation format, Optic Gaming would actually have an advantage, and they would be up 3-1 to Envy. But in this scenario here, since there is no continuation series, it is 0. It is both teams are 0, but both teams have 1 loss. So Envy has 1 loss, Optic Gaming has 1 loss. So they're basically both 1-1, even though Optic Gaming was the team who sent Envy out. Okay? So in my personal opinion, Optic Gaming should be rewarded with knocking Envy into the losers bracket, but that's not the case. We saw this format at X Games and at Anaheim, and it's just growing and growing and growing and growing. So let's take a look back at the bracket here. That would mean that if Envy 3s2s beats them 3-2, then they would advance, okay? So we're going to come back to me, and now we're going to take a look at basically the continuation series here. So as we take a look back here, this is continuation series. Basically what would happen is we check out the scores. If Envy were to win 3-2 over Optic Gaming in the losers bracket finals, it's not the entire series. The difference here is that Optic Gaming would be 1 game away from advancing to the grand finals, and Envy would be 2 games away. This is where we saw some of the most epic series throughout MLG history, right? We saw it with the TD versus Straight Rippin', myself versus like FBI The Agency in like 2006. These things have happened. Another great one is the Carbon versus Storm Venture series throughout Halo 2 as well. These things happen for a reason, okay? It's because that's how it should be. So how does the continuation work? Well, that's important. So some people are like, oh, well, it's 2 best of 5s. No, it's not 2 best of 5s, okay? In a continuation series, basically what ends up happening is that, okay, we're just going to go ahead and look at this. So Optic Gaming was up 3-1, okay, in the series. So look at that as 3-1. Now, Optic Gaming just has to get to 6 wins. Both of these teams just have to get to 6 wins. So Envy, even though they won, if you come back here and you look at this, even if you look at this, even though Envy won 3-2, they technically won that series, but now it is going to be evened up in series-ish, but not really, because the overall score is Optic Gaming up 5-4, which we see right here. So you're rewarded for being better than people in the winners bracket, and you're able to have that slight advantage, but we're not seeing that anymore. Instead, what we saw at Anaheim was 2 best of 5s, which should not have been the scenario at all. Like, I understand it's a ruling, like, obviously, so basically it comes down to the ruling of everything, okay? So if MLG goes, we're using continuation series, okay? Then Anaheim would have been a lot different. EG would have been up 3-0 over Optic Gaming, and they would have just had to win 3 more games, all right? But instead, since they brought out 2 best of 5s, the entire grand total of Anaheim is insane. That means EG won 4-7, so it was basically 7-4 in series score, which means that EG actually ended up beating them more than what they probably should have. Okay, so they ended up playing 11 games where it should have ended basically at 10 games, if that makes sense, which I hope it does. So basically, the big thing here to take away from a double elimination bracket with and without a continuation series is that if you meet up with the team in the losers bracket if you re-meet up with the team in the losers bracket that you already played again in the finals, you have no advantage if you play them again in the losers bracket. So if you lose 3-2, even though you're one game away from basically advancing in every normal tournament structure of all time, you're fucked and you're eliminated. And that's where some of the best teams and biggest fan bases are going to be very, very upset. And that's actually why I wanted Optic Gaming to get fucking slapped by FaZe Red at X Games, so everyone realized what the problem with no continuation was, but that didn't happen. So I hope everyone understands it. Maybe shine a little bit of light. Other than that, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy, fuckers. Woo! I got to do a lot of videos today, by the way, that are going to be releasing because I'll be in Austin, Texas this weekend. RTX! Woo! If you're going, say what's up. I'll see you there.